Hey everybody, I'm Susie Cox. I'm one of the computer science teachers at Park City High School. I'm sorry that I couldn't be there today. I'm enduring the joy of giving the state test this week, but I really wanted to make sure that we highlight what's happening with computer science and robotics at the high school. And none of that would be possible without what's already happening at our elementary and middle schools. They're really laying the foundation for us to be able to continue a consistent program of computer science from elementary all the way up through the high school levels. And we do have required computer science credit here at the high school as part of graduation. So I think that's pretty amazing. So just to give you a preview or an overview of what we have available at the high school, we have two computer science related pathways that are available through the high school right now. We have a web development pathway, and that emphasizes those website creation skills. So for those of you who are not familiar with pathways, they have to get a certain number of credits that are all aligned within a certain kind of content area, and there are specific courses that meet those requirements. So at the high school, we offer Web Development 1 and Digital Media 1, which are kind of the recommended Explorer courses for web development. And then we have all of our other computer science offerings as well that are helpful, but not necessarily web focused. Then to get the concentrator level, we offer Web Development 2. And then at the completer level, we offer our Web Development Projects class, which we offer as a PC CAPS. So they're actually building websites for business clients that we work with. And they finish off their experience with a CTE internship. So that's one of their options that they can pursue once they get to the high school. Another is our programming and software development pathway. And that's going to focus more on those computer science skills, program development outside of the web. So we've got Exploring Computer Science, our Computer Programming 1, and AP Computer Science Principles as our main offerings at the Explorer level for that. Web Development 1 still counts for that, and we work with our partners in our aerial systems program and our engineering program to also offer Robotics 1 and unmanned aerial systems, both of which do have some programming components as well. Then at our concentrator level, we have AP Computer Science A, which is a Java-based class that counts for college credit. And then at the completer level, again, we have our CAPS program. So we have our computer programming capstone as well as our CTE internship. So we really are trying to build some robust opportunities for students to continue their computer science education once they get to us at the high school. Now, specifically talking about how we're implementing hardware and robotics in those classes at the high school. Even as the kids get a little older, we still believe that it's really important to provide those concrete experiences because computer science concepts can be really abstract. Things happen inside of the magic box of the computer, and it's kind of hard to explain and understand sometimes. So by using hardware and robotics, the kids can more readily actually physically see what their code is doing in the real world. We also find it helpful since our partners at the elementary and middle schools are using many of the same robotics platforms to bring those platforms back, and it kind of reminds them of the concepts they learned in those previous grade levels. And then, of course, we do like to inject some fun and creativity. We're not all about business and grades and seriousness at the high school level, so it's fun to be able to see the kids just smiling and enjoying themselves with computer science. So to just give you a few quick examples, in the Exploring Computer Science class, for example, this is the one we use robotics most heavily in. We do take apart computers. We bought some very cheap reconstructed computers, and we allow the kids to actually take those apart to be able to see all of the hardware components. Then we emphasize those same concepts of input, processing, and output, those components that make a computer, by looking at the Ozobot or Ozobot, however you like to say it, little robots, and what are their inputs and outputs. And then as we start to get into actually developing programs and algorithms, we use those code and go mice just to remind the kids of what an algorithm really is, a step-by-step process to accomplish a task. And we were able to talk a little bit about code versus pseudocode, debugging, algorithm development. Those are a great tool for those kind of abstract concepts. Then as we move into actually developing programs, we use our friends the Spheros, Finch robots, Hummingbird robots, to emphasize a lot of these. So our first two with Spheros and Finches, we use a lot to talk about things like loops and functions. The Spheros also help us gather some data, which is awesome. We have the Sphero bolts, so those have some sensors on board and we're able to chart some data with those. And then our Hummingbirds, we get more into conditionals as we use sensors to trigger certain events. So we find these platforms really helpful across the scope of that Exploring Computer Science class in particular, as well as in AP Computer Science Principles, to be able to, and Programming 1, to be able to emphasize these concepts and bring them to life for the kids. So again, we're just super grateful at the high school level to have this pathway that comes before us, to know that many of our students are coming to us with a basic understanding of algorithms and loops and conditionals, and all of these computer science concepts helps us to then remind them and then move them forward. It's really a spectacular thing. So we're grateful for that partnership that we have with our other schools.